every other Wednesday on all major podcast platforms. You can also follow us on Twitter at Wilderbeer or on a Discord server you can find at worldofwilderbeer.card.co. Thank you so much for listening to our travels. Bro's is gonna flake when he hears we have clout? Whatever he called it. Bye-bye! Skills, you can stop now. What do you mean OJ's gone? Oh, no.
From the city that brought you Kentucky Fried Chicken comes Roll for Weird, a Monster of the Week actual play podcast. Join Philbert Fogel, Doomsday Prepper and Expert.
I mean, I'm kind of like the linchpin that's keeping everything together.
Lasath, the Divine.
And I still owe him my life, so I would have to end yours. It would be a mess.
Shadow, the Edgy Initiate.
I trust him with my life. I don't know if I trust him with my car.
Misty Charlotte Palladino, Spellslinger.
But I haven't set anything on fire that I haven't meant to set on fire.
Silas Lancaster, Elderly Vampire.
They broke the mold when they made Philbert.
Roll for Weird on Twitch, streaming monthly. New podcast episodes every other Friday.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of season 2 of Notice Item by. Wow, it's already done. We're already okay. Cut it. Remove it. We're gonna
Start over.
Start over. This didn't happen. Episode 2, season 2 of Nerd Asylum by Night, which is our actual play, Vampire the 5th Edition Chronicle, where we are raising money for Extra Life and Riley's Children's Hospital. And donations made during the game can affect us in real time. Okay, I say us, mostly the players in real time. Last time, where we last left our kindred, there was a lovely Elysium. Was a lovely Elysium. Our coteries, Stasia, Basil, Lucian, and Lindsay, were joined by their good friend Gideon, and made their way to Elysium. Talked to a few people, talked amongst themselves, maybe talked to a seneschal and a sheriff who weren't so happy with Lucian, but it was fine. And then were spoken to by the prince about completing their task that was given to them. The person that they apprehended, Eric, was brought forward and then revealed to be an illusion, meaning that the prince almost executed her own child. Which then the prince was moving on to her next order of business, which was to execute Stasia and Basil, but was stopped by her longtime rival, Morticia. And so, where we're picking up...
I ship it.
Oh, God. There's no way. Where we're picking back up is outside the old state house, at the parking lot, just to the side of the building, where Mama Tisha is going to have some words with her two childer.
Throw him in front of me. Fucking knew you wouldn't have a backup plan. Do this all the fucking time, you willful little shit. You're definitely mine.
I'll take that as a compliment. To be fair, we did not die.
God knows I wasn't about to not let that pretentious little strumpet one-up me on this one, but do you have any
See,
idea
you're the
what-
backup plan.
Oh, fuck no, and I bitch slapped him across the face. You will listen.
Stasia literally
Stasia wasn't expecting hands to be thrown.
As delicate as ever.
What did you do? 8? So that would... you know what, Basil, you're watching her. Basil, give me Dex and Athletics to dodge.
Good. And you got 8? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, 4.
Oh, okay. So you managed to not take the brunt of it. You managed to save your sunglasses. It's the important part. But you still take 4 superficial damage. That is halved to 2. Because I imagine that Morticia is not using any of her powers just yet. Is she?
No.
I don't have a lot of health.
Everyone gets a warning.
Everybody gets one. Except me. Don't please mind.
Wowie, that hurt.
You do not interrupt me right now. I am not in the mood. Do you have any idea of what just happened? Do you understand the gravity of the situation that the two of you are in?
I have watched Spanish soap operas, so I kind of think so, but like times steroids, right?
Yeah, and you look like you're on a roll, so...
Winters and like ducks, like...
The only thing keeping the two of you from being piled with ash right now is the threat of literal war. I want that to sink in just a moment.
Okay, honestly, and she like pulls away and she's like, I do. I really appreciate it. I kind of didn't want to die because I kind of still have plans. I'm still pissed off about dying, but I really am sorry about Illustra being. I don't know what's going on between you. And
Oh no. Don't get me wrong. I am more than ready to go toe to toe with Miss Ice Queen again. I am ready to take her down. But
I'm sorry, I'm allowed the excuse with the reasoning as to why. I'll do my best.
James, we didn't hear what you just said.
That is the reality of your standing here in Haligdom. Plus, that ain't charity. actions have consequences, and I know exactly how the two of you are going to pay me back.
This isn't entirely on us. Like the whole thing, like our sins or your sins and stuff.
Basil, I'm going to give you a 5-second head start.
Turns like he's going to run.
Like you're gonna run, or you actually run?
Oh, no. He turns around and like starts to take off and then kind of jogs back. All right. I guess you did save our shitty little unlives.
You're damn fucking right I did. Do not test me, boy. Oregano, we've been over this.
Oregano's different, all right? How many times do I gotta tell you people?
I'm sorry, Paprika. Did I get your name wrong? Right now, you are my disappointing spice cabinet. I have so many options that aren't that spice.
All right, I get it.
But yes, Queen Bitch of the North Inside and I have been having a feud for the past 100 years. It's been great. I wake up every morning and the only thing that's better than the blood is knowing that my very existence causes her pain.
Why not do a war? Might be fun.
As much fun as it would be.
Over at Basil.
What, cat?
A robot.
Yeah.
Plot drop.
Sasha looks over at Basil. Jesus Christ. Any better? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, a little bit.
Sasha runs over. Sorry. She just a 4 fight over at Basil.
What was that?
What?
Something about Basil. That's all I caught.
Everything's about Basil.
There are a couple reasons behind that. But speaking of fighting, I hope that you two are ready to get your hands dirty. I'm going to be in contact with both of you very soon.
So ominous. You can't give us a hint or anything?
Stay strapped, get clapped.
Noted.
And for the love of God, learn to shoot a gun.
All right, I'll practice.
Good.
Guns are loud and I'm afraid of that.
We can practice together. Might come in handy.
They can be fodder. It'll be fine. They can be fodder. It'll be fine. We can do this. All right.
Just hit him with a baseball bat. Or push him in front of a car. I don't know.
I like where your head's at, kid. We'll think about it.
That was just the screams of the damned. The screams.
Those are the kind of screams we want when we're torturing people. Yes. Damn.
Well, if you two have nothing else, I'm going to go get back to my life because I still have shit to do.
So am I not in trouble anymore? Or
No, you did nothing wrong. It's fine.
Baby, you're a Bruja and you're related to me. Your life is officially trouble. Congratulations.
cool, nothing's changed.
It never does. Morticia walks away.
Mama Tisha? Can I call you that? She just looks, she squirts down, realizing she said it out loud, and she just kind of shrinks down.
Okay. Let's not do that.
Why not, Mommy?
I punch Basil again.
I'm gonna die by mother's hand.
Because you keep mouthing off.
Right.
Resist.
That's gonna be the theme for tonight. Is can you keep your mouth shut? No, you get hit.
Brouhaha shenanigans.
Oh dear. Okay, that's fine.
Oh.
So
Is it okay if I like psychologically torture Lucian into being a better person as
Yeah.
creature of the world? Is that okay? Can I do that as a project on the side? Is that okay? Do I have to ask permission for that? Looks over at Basil.
whatever
He was
makes you
probably reeling from just being hit.
Yeah, that was that's a 7 and it's messy.
My glasses. Can I
No,
roll to?
It's a messy crit.
Oh, sorry, everything went frozen for me for a second. Basil, how many did you get? And
2.
Tish? Morticia?
7 and it's messy.
Now the glasses fly off.
Oh no.
Shattered on the pavement.
He bends down and tries to like pick it up. And then just
Saskia
throws the
pretends not
pieces
to
down and
notice.
stomps on it.
Ooh, she definitely pretends not to notice. She's just like, oh man, look at the lint in my belly button.
All right.
You can absolutely see the bulging musculature that was behind that punch.
God.
I am so
A little hot.
excited to have her as a mom, grandma, sire person.
With that messy crit, Morticia, you probably want to walk away before you pinch something else.
That felt good. I've got to get out of here.
Ta-ta.
I ride my bike dangerously close to him as I peel out.
So Morticia stalks away. A moment later, you hear the roar off on the other side of the parking lot. And just the full force as it swipes by. Very close. Entirely too close. And then taillights out into the streets. And she's gone.
Saskia has those anime star eyes of like, oh my god, Senpai is so cool. She didn't even fucking flinch. She's like, she's allowed to fucking kill me.
Oh, it's too hot. I can't do that.
You're fine. You're fine. Well, inside. The murmur that had started and grown to a peak in Elysium is sort of quieting down now that Illustra's out of the room. And whoever has gone to find Eric has left as well. And the rest of the Kindred just sort of left to find their own way for the night. The band returns to the stage and starts to play again, but no one's really dancing. Everyone seems kind of on edge and not really sure what to do now.
Well, that went to hell in a handbasket.
I'm sorry, were you talking to me, Gideon?
The general comment of things.
We're all still alive, so I'm counting this night as a win.
Lindsay. I feel like you're trying to escape. Nicholas, shows up next to you, kind of like takes your hand and looks very unnerved by what's just happened. Sorry. There may or may not be an owlbear behind me.
Barry.
And he kind of takes your hand and like sidles up close to you and says, "Perhaps we should get out of here for the night. I think the party's about to run its course."
Yeah, I think that might be a good idea.
We have to pick up your stuff anyway. Or I can have someone go grab it, either way. But regardless, we need to head to the car.
Okay.
And he turns to take you out of Elysium. Are you going to say anything else?
No, I'll go with him. I just like tiny wave at Gideon.
Yeah, Gideon and Lucien, you absolutely see Nicholas trying to escort her away.
I think she wants to go with him, so if you want to interject, it's what you do.
I mostly watch.
I'm not going to touch that one.
Oh no! How dare you?
So, and Lindsay and Nicholas are not the only ones leaving. There's quite a few other kindred who are making their way out, who seem to be feeling very unsafe about what's happening now. And they start making their way out the hallway alongside you, Lindsay and Nicholas, and out the front door and start either calling for valets or walking to their cars. Inside, there's a few moments, and then Lucien, at the far end of the stage, you catch sight of Samuel, who's looking at you and just seems to be waiting.
Oh, Gideon, if you'll excuse me, I think it's time for my appointment.
I have some business I need to attend to myself.
Okay then.
All right.
Going to see myself down a hall out of sight.
Mm-hmm. And?
If I can go invisible, what do you think I'm doing?
I am fairly certain that you're about to use unseen presence and silence of death, right?
As I do. As
you do.
No change.
And then
sounds. I'm gonna follow Lucien. There's teeth to be seen and tea to be.
So Lucien, you cross over the party, what's left of the party, make your way to Samuel, who just regards you as you walk up and says, "The prince will see you now."
Thank you.
He turns and leads you into one of those doors behind the stage. And he leads you into another hallway. Give both of you, since Gideon you're following, give me wits and awareness.
Wits and awareness. 2. I'm not at 2 hunger, right? Because I've been drinking all night.
Correct. Everyone
So
is at
just
1.
Okay.
Because you guys have been sipping the entire night.
Fuck. I have 0 successes and a skull.
Oh,
You remember that you can use willpower.
I would like to use
Yeah, you can use willpower to
Can I-
reroll 3 black dice.
Okay.
You cannot get rid of that skull, but as long as you get 1 success, you will not beast you a fail. I'm like, I know you hate Samuel, but come on, man.
2. I got 2 successes.
Okay. Gideon, how many successes?
5.
5, okay. Lucian, you kind of have an idea of where you're going because you're fairly familiar with this building. It's been a long time, but he's leading you around into not quite dressing rooms, but some sort of nicer sitting rooms that are set back. You were kind of maybe used for green rooms once upon a time when there were more acts being played here. All of them are lavishly appointed, and even the hallway is just filled with gold and beautiful patterns and chandeliers and high ceilings, deep wooden furniture, plush carpet. It's gorgeous. Gideon, as you were creeping along behind them, casually, you take notice of one of the doors as they pass by, which is a little bit cracked open. And through it, you can see Carol. And you don't see very much because you're trying to follow them, but you get a glimpse of her face and she does not look okay. She seems to be stable, sitting down, but does not appear to be aware of her surroundings.
Do I hear anything coming out of that room?
Not really. She doesn't seem to be saying anything. Maybe some movement in the room with, like maybe someone's in there taking care of her or something. So, I feel like Lucian, because you almost beat your field there, you have a very, very sharp flash for a second of just clubbing Samuel over the head and keeping walking. But you don't do it. Nothing happens. It's fine.
Definitely feel that, though. Maybe I daydream about it while we're going down the hall.
It's like one of those weird smash cuts from like a TV show where they do something and then it smash cuts back to them having not done it, but really thinking about it. So he leads you to a room pretty far down the hallway, stops at the door, knocks. You hear the voice inside, most definitely Illustra's, say to enter. He opens the door, slides it open, and gestures you in.
I nod to him very casually,
which gives Gideon time to just step around and inside.
Yes, and then I'll step inside. What is the proper etiquette to show respect to the prince at this point? Like, I assume that there's some sort of procedure that normally happens.
Do you have etiquette?
I have lots of etiquette. That is one of the things I do.
In fact, you do. Give me intelligence and etiquette.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, and intelligence.
Meanwhile.
So 1, 2, 3. Ah!
Hey, Gideon. Give me wits and obfuscate.
Got you.
Okay.
Oh.
1, 2. I have 2 normal onks and then 2 of the onks with the stars.
Nice. That is a crit, so that makes that 6. So, you are very aware, actually. It's been a long time since you've been with the Camarilla, but you are very aware that you are approaching her from a place of submission, and you need to be respectful. And so you walk in very politely, somberly, calmly, and bow, and wait for her to address you. And when you walk in, she's not facing you. Gideon, what was your roll?
10.
10?
10.
Okay. All right, so.
Any acknowledgement at all?
No. And at first you don't see her face anyway. She is standing sort of towards a window looking out. And it's a very beautiful sitting room. There's chase lounges, there's couches, several armoires. It is entirely too furnished almost. plenty of places for you to sit if you dared to sit.
I'm not that ballsy. I want to find a nice little place where I can sort of obscure myself physically just on the off chance.
You just kind of like slide behind the side of a wardrobe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She finally turns around and regards you, Lucian. As you well know, this has already been a very trying night for me. What is it you want with my audience?
My prince, I do not wish to waste your time, so I'll get straight to it. I highly suspect that there are things going on right now that you could use some help with. And while I am not a high-ranking Camarilla kindred, I would like to offer my assistance in investigating some of the leftover suspicious activity. Obviously, the individual that we have almost dispatched was not who we wanted to dispatch, so I would like to take the lead on this.
Joe, I am so sorry. My computer froze.
Oh, that's okay. What did you last hear?
The individual that we almost dispatched.
Okay. Was not who we thought it was, and there is more going on here. I would like to take the lead on this.
Wow, what an astute observation. You have done a couple of different tasks for me in the past and have succeeded at them. I will allow you that. What, mind you, do you offer differently than the kindred that I already have at my disposal?
I assume that the kindred you have at your disposal are, shall we say, already high-ranking, already expected to be where they are. I have a bit of an advantage, I would think, not being your right-hand man, that I can pry information from people a little easier.
You think that you can pry information from someone more easily than a kindred who can choke you with shadow, or a kindred who can make your own blood boil inside of your body?
Maybe easier isn't the right word. Less obviously. My methods, I think, speak to your regal nature better than boiling blood and shadow tentacles.
You had to say tentacles, didn't you? I dare say you don't necessarily understand my nature then, but you haven't been part of this Camarilla consistently in quite some time. Honestly, quite not since you've become kindred.
Yes, my prince, I am sorry about that. That was a incident. Water under the bridge. Let's leave it at that. Water under the bridge. I am ready to make myself useful to you now.
And you are only doing this in service of the prince and not trying to gain something for yourself.
I have lived not a long time, but long enough to understand that I am insignificant.
Do you? Because if I understood correctly, you assumed that my seneschal did not carry the authority to execute kindred without my permission.
Yes, Sam and I do not get along. There's no hiding that fact. If that upsets you, my prince, then I apologize. And I will correct my attitude towards him.
It would be in your best interest not to challenge him again. The seneschal holds nearly as much power as the prince. He can do most things without my direct permission, and almost anything with my direct permission.
Understood, my prince.
Now, let's make your bargain a little more concrete. What exactly are you offering me?
The Mockingbird.
You are going to bring me Mockingbird.
That is the intention, yes.
Very well. Then bring me Mockingbird.
May I be a bit presumptuous, my prince?
Oh, this'll be rich.
Should I succeed and bring you the Mockingbird, would you do me the honor of considering me for Primogen? I understand that there's a need for a Ventrue Primogen.
The responsibilities of the Ventrue Primogen involve being more connected with the other Ventrue in Heligdom. I will consider you, but if you are to take this position and uphold it, then there will be more required of you than to just wield power.
Uh-oh, you froze. I can still hear you,
Uh-oh.
but oh, there we go. Okay.
That was weird. Okay, but you heard me, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, cool.
Understood, my prince, and as I said, I look to make myself much more useful to you going forward.
I see. And also, as I understand it, you requested my audience in the first place because you were confronted about a petty break-in.
Yes, and if I need to apologize for that, I will. However, please consider the fact that I would not have been granted this audience had I not taken those actions.
That was cool. I think that you presume me a little more out of reach than I actually am. Regardless, you can make it up to Samuel by providing him with a boon. Whatever he says. To the letter.
Yes, my prince.
And then that will be the end of it.
Your mercy is appreciated.
And she just kind of motions for you to turn around and leave.
I will bow and then turn around, and I would like to activate Sense the Unseen.
Good fucking luck. Please give me wits and aspects.
Okay, wits and aspects. That's that. Okay, so I have 3 of the onks with the stars, and then 1 regular onk.
So that's still 6. Gideon still got 10. So you don't see anything hidden in the room. I feel like you especially, like, as you're turning to leave, you look at the shadows very carefully, just because you know, but it doesn't seem overly dark in here for once.
Okay, so no sheriff, and I don't see Gideon.
No.
Okay, I'm just going to exit the room and...
Gideon, what are you doing?
How does Illustra look?
Whatever you said, I did not hear. I'm so sorry.
Sorry. How does Illustra look?
frustrated. Not necessarily with Lucian, but definitely on edge and kind of pacing a little bit.
I see.
Are you going to try and slip out with Lucian?
If it's possible, I will. If not, then I'll wait for Illustra.
Illustra does not look like she's leaving this room anytime soon, so unless you want to be stuck in here with Illustra, Lucian is your only bet.
Yep, let's do that.
Okay.
I've dived.
Yeah, I feel like you are adept enough at sliding through doors with people
Yes.
that he opens the door and you almost kind of like slip in front of him. And you find that Samuel is still standing in the hallway, just regarding you. Now there's a little bit of a smirk.
He totally overheard every damn thing. Interesting.
So, you are still alive.
Yes.
And as I understand it, you owe me one.
Yes.
Then come with me. And he takes you to another door, like just down the hallway. It's just another room. There doesn't seem to be anything in the room. Gideon, you following this one?
A field trip for Gideon, of course I am.
Samuel. Let's see if he sees you. Oh, cool. He's got the same pose as Illustra. Shit. So, Samuel leads you into another room. Once again, just seems to be, he has to turn on the light when he goes in, and it's, just a couple of like lamps. So it doesn't seem like they were really using this for anything. He's just brought you in here to speak. And he doesn't waste time sitting down. He leads you inside, waits for you to shut the door. I assume Gideon slides in as well. Probably in between the two of them.
I assume that there's like a healthy amount of space.
You could cut the tension between them with a knife. And he turns around and faces you and says, "Well, now we seem to have circled back exactly where we started. Except now you have to take my deal."
Let's be honest, Samuel, it was always going to work out this way.
Then I don't know why you fought it. You know the funny thing?
No,
do
tell me.
I did not even have confirmation that it was you who broke into the Historical Society. I was alerted when the word went off, and when Prada later told me that you'd been running your mouth, I had my suspicions. But bluffing that we already had seen the symbol on your ghoul was all it took to get you to acquiesce.
What is it you want me to do, Samuel?
Considering you have not been a part of the Camarilla for a while, you wouldn't be particularly familiar with Tremere business. Or perhaps you wouldn't be familiar with Tremere business at all anyway. But I have been looking for a very specific ritual, a blood ritual. None of the Camarilla Tremere know it. But we think that perhaps somewhere, surely, in Heligdom, an Anarch Tremere may know it. It is called Illuminate Trail of Prey.
Illuminate Trail of Prey?
Yes. It allows me to track down someone that I am searching for.
Well, perhaps we can approach this from two angles. you would like to share that information, who is it you're looking for?
Once again, of course you wouldn't know because you have not been... Well, actually, no. She was here back then. I'm sure you're familiar with the child that I kept at my side, Lilith.
I'm sorry, come again?
Lilith. The woman that would come to Elysium with me. Nearly 20 years later. Like, from...
Oh, yes. Yes. I do remember her. She was quite nice. Definitely not your normal taste. I'm sorry, I am supposed to be nice to you now, am I not? My apologies. Samuel, you'll have to give me time to adjust to this.
It is in your best interest to keep your tongue under control.
Yes, well, spending all those years in the shop speaking to myself, it has gotten quite sharp. So Lilith is who you're looking for, and you think this Illuminate Trail of Prey is going to help you?
That's the entire point of the ritual. It will at least give me a starting point. I can follow it and see where she's been.
So I can either find you this ritual or find you Lilith, and this is considered over and done with.
Indeed. If you find me Lilith, then we don't have a need for Illuminate Trail of Prey. I do need her back alive and functioning. More undead, but you know the caveat.
Yes. Very well. Do I have a timetable on this?
Preferably sooner rather than later, but I have been trying to track her down for a couple of years now, and it has not worked, which is why we are going to the Anarch Tremere to see if they know of any shortcuts.
I know a couple Anarchs. This should be no problem.
Well then, it shouldn't take you very long.
Yeah, a couple years. I could probably do it in one.
What about a few weeks?
See, there's where I was looking for. A few weeks. Okay. Can you define few? Are we talking 3 or 7?
I'll give you a month. By the time the next Elysium rolls around.
A month. To track down Lilith or Illuminate Trail of Prey. And then I am done. I owe you nothing.
Y'all froze for me for a second. Sorry.
And then we're done. I owe you nothing.
Yes. Our deal is done. We do not have to speak anymore. At least not on this matter. Although if you do become Ventrue Primogen, I hope you understand that just means you're going to see me more often.
Yes, well, I'm sure I could put up with you.
You seem to be holding it together quite well right now.
If I recall, it is you who seemed to have a problem with me all those years ago. I was just holding a grudge. You did take my job.
You were removed from the position because you were deemed no longer capable of holding it.
By who?
By the Camarilla. Not just me.
Yes, but someone had to drive that. Someone wanted that position. It had to have been you.
We froze again. I'm so sorry.
It's alright. Did I say? I just said, someone had to have wanted that position. Somebody had to be driving that. It had to have been you.
And what if it was?
Then you understand my grudge, Samuel. I rather liked being in charge of the Historical Society.
Well, that's what happens when you are a low-ranking Ancilla in the Camarilla. Those who are above you will take what they want, and you have to work your way back up. But it's part of the journey, isn't it?
Yes, well, I just decided not to be a part of this whole thing for a while. Now I'm back. And
I find it curious.
Why?
Find it very curious that you have decided to come back all of a sudden.
Did you not miss me? You not once visited my shop.
Well, no, of course I did not miss you. You were rather manic by the end there.
Yes, well.
Between that and your talk of walking around your own shop, talking to yourself, I would have thought you were a Malkavian, not a Ventru.
I do a lot of studying.
Yes, so do Tremere.
Yes. It's funny to me how we don't really get a choice in our curses.
Some do. Alas, some of us do not.
Do you ever find your humanity leaking through your curse?
And what do you mean by that?
Your old personality, if you can remember what it was like. Things that you clung to, things that you enjoyed as a mortal.
Quite honestly, I don't know how to differentiate the two anymore. How long have you been a kindred again?
Actively? Not long, I suppose.
Actively?
Yes, you know, the denial and the parapsychology, and you really should stop by my shop sometime. There are oodles of amazing books that you might be into.
I think I will pass on that. But now you have your instructions. Now you know what I require of you.
Back to business.
So, I have an Elysium to oversee.
What's left of it anyway? Yes, I will leave it to you. I don't need to find my ghoul, I suppose.
Yes, she's not a ghoul anymore, is she?
No.
And he starts stepping towards the door there. To exit. He holds it open for you.
Thank you, Samuel.
I take my leave.
Yeah, I figured. You're just like, nope.
It's got weirdly homoerotic in weird places. And
Don't need that.
I am so glad I'm not the only one feeling that fucking vibe. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Is this frenemy fuck bitch? What the what?
What's that about enemies to lovers trope?
No, I do not approve of this.
Stasia doesn't approve of him getting any kind of
You're off
action.
with your Mama Sita or whatever, so it doesn't matter.
That's it, but Stasia is not going to be happy. You're going to pay for it.
Well, it's been a pleasant evening, Samuel. I will take my leave, and I'm going to walk out the door.
He gestures you out, closes the door. And he actually goes to a different room. It looks like he's actually going to go check on, Gideon, you would see that he's going to the room where you saw Carol.
I see.
And just kind of allows you and Lucian, Lucian especially, to go back to the party. And it's a fairly straightforward hallway. There's no twists, turns to get lost on.
Okay. I would like to go back to the party and start talking to people.
Okay. Wow.
I know, right?
I will go across the hall, turn my phone back on, finish my messages, and then return.
Okay. Who are you messaging? Is it who you were talking about today?
Yes. Mel, Echo. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, outside, the roar of the motorcycle has echoed into the night and disappeared. There are still a few shining fragments of sunglasses on the pavement. And there are cars beginning to pull out of the parking spaces and leave Elysium. Stasia and Basil, what are you doing?
Basil kind of looks over at Stasia like, we gonna go collect the others, or you think they're good?
Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being probably the worst thing that like we could possibly do walking back into Elysium.
If we didn't die before, we're not gonna die now. You know, like death.
Okay.
I think
I feel like
we
could
waltz
be
back
super
in there.
baller. Yeah, we could be really cool.
Yeah.
Can the two of you give me wits and awareness?
Can my vampire daddy roll for me tonight?
I actually have your sheet. I can roll for you.
Perfect.
Hopefully that's a good thing.
I'll roll on your behalf if you were so inclined.
You're not allowed.
Absolutely
why
not.
is that so loud all of a sudden?
Absolutely not.
Well, you got a lot of dice for this, Stasia. Nice. Okay. There's a lot of crits going on tonight, y'all.
Dang.
That's good. That's helpful.
Stasia, you got 7 successes.
Well, I got 3,
Okay.
which is fine. It fits.
Stasia, you're kind of like just giving him a look like, are you fucking serious? And looking past him, you realize that you're looking at a window in the building. And through that window, you can see Illustra. And then behind Illustra, you see another figure. Not Lucian. It's Desdemona.
She like taps like Basil like on the chest like lightly, and then and then harder until like he's paying attention as she's like looking in the direction.
What? Yeah, that's cool.
Were those prescription sunglasses?
No. Yeah.
Oh no!
Kindred, why do you have a prescription?
He was already really not.
Oh no! Oh no! Now we learned the secret. It's not because of the doe eyes.
I mean, it is. It is. They're just so beautiful. They lay people down at his feet.
Mm-hmm.
Dual
Blank
purpose.
stare.
What?
Over there. There's the prince and the spooky shadow lady.
Yeah. And are they doing
They're
anything
scary.
spoopy?
I don't know. I'm wondering if they're gonna kiss or something. Do you get that vibe, or is it just me?
I don't know. We should get closer to find out.
I think that's rude, actually. That's like being a
Ye-
peeping Tom.
You're already staring.
It's for science.
Fine. We'll just stand here and stare from far away.
Okay, listen. It's either this, or we're gonna walk back into Elysium.
Do you think we could like get around and get near that room and see what they're doing?
I really don't want to piss the prince off any more than she already hates us.
You could get under the window and use heightened senses. Says the god.
Yeah, she said in a way that made sense that wasn't metagaming.
Yeah, I'm gonna like grab Stasia's sleeve and kind of pull her down and start like creeping,
Sneaking.
sneaking.
All right. Basil, roll me Dex and Stealth, and I will roll for Stasia.
It's bad. Beans.
Beans.
I'm gonna use my willpower to roll again.
Okay.
2 successes.
Cool. Well, the both of you got 2 successes, so I feel like you both just kind of get down and start crouch walking over there. It's not like from the window, they probably can't see you. Everyone else who's driving by in their cars are like, "What the fuck are they doing?"
Give them a show.
And you make it over to the underside of the window fairly easily. There's a couple bushes there. It's a little bit hard to get close. And also, you don't want to get super close. Stasia, would you like to use heightened senses?
Yes. And also, she's going to be super paranoid. So I'm going to use the Auspex. No.
Unseen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I am totally scared of shadows and I've been traumatized.
So, when you do heighten your senses and listen, you hear Desdemona inside. And you saw her in the window when you were crawling over. So she's definitely inside. But I roll 2, 6, 2, Okay. So using Sense the Unseen, you don't see anything around in the shadows, out like walking around the grounds or anything. As you get up close to the window and you turn on your ears, well, really it heightens all of your senses at once, but focusing on listening in, you start to hear the prince and the sheriff speaking to each other. You hear Desdemona say, "He is no longer in the building. Latro and Kasabian have begun to fan out to secure the perimeter, and we have notified the appropriate kindred to keep an eye out and attack on site." And Lestra says, "I want him destroyed. If we don't find him tonight, call a blood hunt. He will pay for what he has done here." Understood. It will be done. And no word on how this happened. How in the hell did he kidnap Carol and scapegoat her with no notice? And Desdemona's just, "It is beyond me, my prince. I've never seen anything like it. I apologize for my failure tonight." "Well, it nearly cost my child her life." There's a very pointed pause. And Alestra continues, "How do I know that this oversight was not your doing? You yourself said that this Eric was embraced in a manner similar to the traditions of the Sabbat." After another tense moment, Desdemona replies, "Because, my liege, I have been at your side since the day we made our deal, when you became prince and I myself convinced the Sabbat to leave Heligdom all of those years ago. I understand the logic behind your suspicion. I can assure you that the events of this night came as much of a shock to me as they did to everyone else in that room. I will be launching an investigation to find any stragglers of the Sabbat that may remain in the city so that we may put a stop to this at the source. Mockingbird will not get away." Alestra replies, "See to it that he doesn't. And go find Camille for me, will you?" Desdemona just says, "Yes, my prince," and the two of them fall quiet. You can still hear Alestra sort of pacing around, but you no longer hear Desdemona.
So? What's the scoop? Poke Stasia.
Cat, we cannot hear you.
My child.
Cat!
She's not breathing.
Oh no!
Administer CPR. Wait.
Wait. We already had that episode. Oh no, we lost you.
There she goes. I don't know if I can fix this or I should wait.
Well, what we can do is we can go. Well, I guess we have to kind of wait for maybe the camera to fix itself.
Should I go ahead and do that?
I think
don't know
at
if
least
she'll
for
be
right now.
Back. Okay.
I don't know either.
I need to fix Basil and Gideon. Okay. Where's Gideon? There's Gideon. Oh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Now I just need to switch these two, and we're back.
There's a Kit Kat.
She said,
Okay.
"Can you guys hear me?"
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. She reiterates everything back for sake of brevity, and then also, we better hope that nobody finds him, because I don't know what a blood hunt is, but I'm totally down for that for Eric. I know it sounds weird, but like I really want to cause a lot of harm to him.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
I just I feel like this is justified, and like whenever else are you gonna get to kill someone, I guess, for free? I guess I kind of have a lot of injured.
You're going kind of
Oh,
roboty.
Stasia.
And then I died.
Oh.
Yeah.
No. I agree. Blood
I'm
hunt
just
sounds
having mixed emotions right now, and
badass.
I'm just gonna be like, yeah, we should kill Eric.
Yeah.
All right.
Basil, over Stasia's shoulder while you're talking to her and trying to understand her oddly robotic words. You, among the other kindred leaving Elysium, you spot Lindsay and Nicholas.
I'm gonna pull her up and jaunt on over there.
All right. So, Lindsay, you're walking out with Nicholas, and Basil runs over. Alive.
How goes it?
It goes. At least you're not killed by Tish. What happened to your glasses?
It's fine.
He may also have a pretty big whelp on his face too.
Do I see where the glasses are broken on the ground?
To notice.
I don't. It wouldn't be kind of in. It wouldn't be in the same spot.
Okay. Okay.
So if you went looking for him,
No.
Like,
I just got bored.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Lucy, buddy, how you doing?
What?
no, she's with Nicholas, not Lucian.
Ah. I hate that. He's completely ignoring him.
That's why I was surprised. Oh
We
shit!
lost Cat
Oh,
again.
dang it.
Oh.
Gotta love Wi-Fi, right?
Everything is going fine. We're leaving.
Cheers again.
All right. Like you.
What was that? Are putting what?
That was bye, I guess.
Oh,
Are you
okay.
coming, or are you guys? You guys are going.
She's
You're
going
not coming
home
to the
with me.
shop to. Ah.
I'm going to send someone over to the shop to get her things, and then she's coming home with me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you need anything, you've got my number, Lindsay.
Of course. Of course.
I can also drop your stuff off if you want.
Yeah, do that if you don't mind.
We should do that. That'd be fun. We could finally go check out what your house looks like. Looks directly at Nick.
Yeah, Nicholas does not seem enthused by this idea. He says, I appreciate the offer. I'll see about having someone go get it. We can get a
No,
courier.
no, no,
Don't-
no.
you
No,
don't have to-
no. We could watch a
We're like
movie.
family now, right, Lindsay?
Yeah.
Yeah, these are my
Yeah.
friends.
No big deal.
Right. We should really get going. He starts to really pull Lindsay away.
Hey, Lindsay, as she just reaches out and like grabs her hand really quick, and also pulls her back for a second to see what Nick does. Not hard, not like odd, like just kind of casually, like, hey, hold on a second, I need to tell you something. Kind of grab to see what
And-
Nicholas does.
He's not gonna pull Lindsay against you, but he does stop when she's pulled a little tight and just kind of gives an impatient look at you, Stasia.
She just hugs Lindsay and is like in her ear, but not like I'm trying to keep a secret, but like, hey, I'm talking to just you, but also fuck you, Nick, because I know you have ears. And she's like, hey, thanks for the other day in the bathroom. I really needed that pet talk.
I hug her back.
And while she's hugging me back, I look at Nick in the eyes and she mouths the words, fuck you.
His eyes narrow very, very noticeably.
And then she mouths, your time is limited. I don't care if you understand me. And then she winks and then hugs Lindsay really tight and then is like, boop, on the nose.
Why?
I don't know. Lucian does it. I just is that not a kindred thing? Looks between everybody.
No, don't boop me on the nose.
Boop you in the belly button?
No, don't boop me ever.
No, please. Yeah, go ahead. I want to see it right now.
Oh, yeah. So she goes and
we
tries
ought
to
to
do
be.
it.
No.
Nicholas sees it starts to he sees the discomfort, starts to pull. We need to go. Honestly, like the car is waiting. He just pulls you and just starts walking away.
I start
Good
walking
night.
And Nicholas is not looking over his shoulder. He is just.
I wave back at them.
She smiles at Basil.
We gotta hang out with the better half more.
Yeah.
Fairly loudly. So, where is Lucian?
Right.
In the land of robots,
It's not that
apparently.
that's my responsibility. Not my responsibility, but also it is definitely my responsibility to know where he is, huh?
Lucian, how long are you gonna stay inside and smooze?
I'm actually going from looking specifically for the Ventru at first to kind of introduce myself. I've probably seen them in passing, but you know, being a hermit kind of is detrimental to being a socialite. So
yeah,
I'm going to start being a socialite actually.
Okay.
F1.
So you did this at the Last Elysium too. You found a group of Ventru who also had Arabelle with them. And once again, they all seem to be kind of grouped up together with Arabelle and also the person that you clocked as being Cyrus earlier. And Arabelle just gives you the same sort of like up and down look with her drink. And Cyrus reaches out and shakes your hand and seems very personable.
I'm gonna kind of listen to the conversation at first to kind of figure out what they're talking about. And if I know what if I'm comfortable knowing what they're talking about, I'm going to start a conversation and just
Well, it seems like they're all still kind of buzzing about what just happened and whether or not, they ought to leave, if it would be suspicious. Now, Arabelle's not really talking, sort of similarly to the way she was last time. She seems to be much more of a sit back and watch and listen. But the others, especially the younger seeming ones, are all sort of like aghast at what just happened. They didn't even know Kindred could do that. Was that even a Kindred? Are there other things besides kindred?
I'm gonna basically be mirroring what Arabelle is doing. Then I'm gonna be sitting back, and if somebody asks me a question, I'll be very personable and answer their question. But I'm
The two of
assuming
you you're at the opposite ends of the group.
I'm
Just you end up kind of
assuming
staring each other down.
She is my I don't want to say competition, but she's probably Primogen material, and
You know where she came from.
So my focus is more on like watching her and kind of listening to the conversation, and I'll participate in the conversation, but like kind of sizing her up in this situation.
It looks like she's doing the same to you. And she's got a very derisive look towards you.
About
as though she
through,
as though she thinks that you ain't shit, essentially.
about halfway through, I'm gonna develop the same. I'm gonna mirror that image, that snooty. I'm gonna tighten my tie a little bit, and then I'm just gonna look around the rest of the group, and then I'm just gonna like eyeball her and cock my head back a little bit,
Yeah.
just
do the exact same thing, which is a little amusing because she is a few inches shorter than you.
Well, you know what they say about size. Doesn't really matter, I guess. I don't know.
It doesn't seem to be like none of the other Venturi seem to notice except for Cyrus, who seems very amused. But he doesn't say anything. He continues talking with the others, saying like, "Oh yes, there's plenty of other things besides kindred. There's fey creatures even. Mostly what you'll see though is Garou, but they aren't really involved in kindred affairs." And so they all kind of start talking amongst each other while this whole
I'm gonna have to
tense
fight
moment
off,
happens.
as well as this conversation, as they're talking about all that stuff. I'm gonna have to fight off my my desire to engage in that kind of occult talk and like.
Because it's absolutely up your alley.
Yes, but I'm focused on messing with Arabelle.
Okay.
Not in a like aggressive way, just
Yeah,
hearing
just psyching her out.
Yeah.
Gideon,
Yes.
where you at? Who are you following now?
Well, I clock Lucian, probably talking with the Ventru. I meet eyes with Arabelle.
You meet eyes, but if you're still invisible, she does not see you.
Oh, no. I would have gone to the other hallway, drop it, sent my messages, come back through visibly.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I apologize.
That's fine.
Yes.
I
give
you
sharpest side eye I can.
Oh, you also catch the entirety of this like stalemate going on between the two of them too.
Yeah. Nope, not tonight. And I continue to walk. And I'm gonna go check in on the two lovely Bruja.
Who are standing outside having just waved goodbye to Lindsay.
Well, it's a night. Basil, you look different.
Is it a good different?
Are you okay?
I'm suddenly fascinated by a pebble on the side of the road.
Where are your glasses?
I got bored of them. We should go inside and dance.
Can. You might want to clean this up a little bit, Mr. I got bored of my glasses.
Did you say dance?
Kat, you were so robotic.
Better?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you say dance?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that.
That's fine. It's thinning out a little bit in there, and Lucian's busying himself with the Ventru.
We should go visit him.
Let's not.
Why not?
Because Arabella's there.
Yeah.
Are you scared of her?
No, she's just a raging bitch.
I thought you were a kindred, not a chicken.
Oh, the fuck? Raging bitch. So is Lucian.
I know, they're staring each other down like they're trying to be prom queen.
We can go help Lucian.
Yeah, Sasha already starts walking in there like she's like, wait, what the fuck does that mean? There's no context about this. I didn't approve of this.
Tassia just turns on her heel and goes.
Yeah.
I guess I'm following.
Yep. Going after her.
And I want her to open the door, like just straight, like dramatic as shit. Like just.
The door is kind of open because there have been a lot of people going in and out.
Okay. I do not kick a door open.
No, you have
but I still walk in there with that.
Okay.
No, that's Ivan.
She closes it just to kick it open.
Yeah, basically.
Actually, yes, I do.
How was your chat with Morticia? I tried to make conversation as this is happening.
Can I make the same entrance as Morticia? But littler?
You try. Yeah, you make littler.
Less dramatic, but equally the same energy. But like, you know, if there was Keanu Reeves and then little Keanu Reeves.
It's the same energy, but there's not as many people. You don't have quite the same oomph. There's not quite as much strength behind your kick or as much force behind your stomping.
Yeah, I'm just being a little shit. I'm just being a little rascal. Just a little bruja.
He's taking after her already. This is gonna be great.
When we see Lucian, Basil's gonna go over and like sit real close on one side and kind of give Stasia a nod, like go sit on the other, and he's gonna sit on the arm of the chair.
Okay, no. Stasia already when she goes in, she looks around until she finds Lucian, and then
it's a pretty obvious group, and Lucian, everyone, like the entire group jumps when the door opens because they're expecting God knows what else, and turn and look to see what the fuck just walked in.
Good, and that's the reaction she wanted, and then she's like, Lucian, I'm not dead. Well, a little bit dead. And then she like laughs to herself, and then she just like walks on over, all extra
Stasia,
AF.
good, you're here. Everyone, this is my former ghoul, now that one's child.
I'm a partner. And she like sticks her hand out.
Those of you looking at Arabelle, or you can see Arabelle, see the slightest smirk, just like almost.
We're also bonded. And she like snuggled right into Lucian.
I'm gonna look over at
Basil's also
Arabelle. Do I notice that
leaning-
smirk?
Oh yeah.
Well, at least
Leaning
I
on
have
Lucian's
friends.
other shoulder.
The
Introduce myself, Lucian. I'm Stasia, and this is my vampire daddy Basil. I'm sure you know him.
The Ventru are largely just giving each other looks like, what the hell is going on? Can you believe this? And some of the younger ones are like, yeah, it's nice to meet you. That's very like overly friendly, but definitely going to be talking about this in about 5 minutes when it's over.
I read all of them for Felt, it's fine.
You do. They're fake as shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's insight. I don't know.
There is an
Is there like a measure? I want to measure up, like as far as I am being a little shit, but also I am going to are these bitches worth my time, or do I need to just play the little fake game, or is there anyone that actually, besides Annabelle, is worth my time to network with? You know, Stasia shit, connections and all that.
No, you just ruined the only connection that was worth doing.
You're doing a great job, Mr. I fuck from across the room like a weird little bitch. So well.
Fuck.
I can't hear you.
You know what? I'm gonna call this intelligence and streetwise for you because that's a lot of dice. Because that'll give you more of a read on like recognizing if any of these people are worth your time.
Yeah. It's gonna depend on how hard of a time I'm gonna give Lucian from this moment on. Am I gonna behave? Am I gonna behave from now on out and be normal, or am I just gonna keep up the game until Basil tells me to stop?
So, a couple of the younger seeming Ventru who are like introducing themselves to you. You've never seen them before. You don't know what they do. Cyrus is actually familiar to you. You've seen him on a fucking billboard. He's got a huge real estate company that he owns.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna call him out on that. Be like, oh, you're the guy with the face.
Otherwise, you do know that Arabelle owns like the biggest transit company in the city, co-owned with her brother.
Okay, I'm going to slowly feed that information to her in the conversation. That, yeah, I do. I know you.
You went and spoke to her too about the ghoul.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. But I want to be less. That's when I was dumb, and now I'm not dumb anymore. Like, that's when I was a nobody, but now I'm trying to be a somebody just because Lucian's trying to be a somebody.
You catch a look of disappointment in his face.
So, are you speaking to Cyrus, or are you going to speak to Arabelle?
Yes. Cyrus doesn't seem as annoying and bitchy as Arabelle. So.
No, Cyrus seems maybe a bit aloof and amused, but he does not have the same vindictive attitude that Arabelle clearly has going on.
Cool. I will milk that, giggity, but keep an ear on Arabelle and Lucian.
I mean, they're not talking; they're just staring each other down.
Like side eyes.
Yeah.
Or I guess I said ear, but I meant eyeballs. Ear hole.
Though if you bring up knowing who Cyrus is, he's just like, oh yes, we do quite a bit of marketing here. Honestly, there's only a couple of real estate companies in Heligdom who are quite as powerful as we are. We deal with a lot of the major properties in the city. So we have a pretty big name here.
Yeah, she's gonna kiss ass.
Oh yeah? Okay.
Yeah, she's gonna basically mirror what fucking Lucian would have, what he was doing earlier, but like subconsciously, if that makes sense. Like, all right, this is the part where I have to pretending like I give a shit, like I'm pretending to be Ventru from watching Lucian do Ventru shit.
You're basically mirroring what Lucian would be doing if he was not locked in eye combat with Arabelle.
Yes, or like if she were a ghoul, like yes, I always do. Like I was always like I'm now his best friend, like his sidewing guy. I'm trying to sidewing him, but also, sorry, words. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. Basically, smoozing. You're smoozing. You're doing the whole.
That's the word. Yes.
Yeah, you're doing the whole Ventru thing.
Yeah. I would have been like this if I wasn't afraid to talk to anybody. Because I was a human, but now I'm not, and I have kind of a dick now.
Yeah.
Savannah, what music am I hearing?
What?
God, I would have to get back to you with this whole situation. I feel like when you look at Lucian and Arabelle, you get the Mortal Kombat theme going in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arabelle.
You're actually stepping up and like speaking to her. See, she actually looks like glances away from Lucian, just long enough to be like, Gideon,
You're looking well.
as are you. Aren't you the prince's favorite tonight?
What can I say? I'm gifted.
Gift is a one word for it.
Isn't it?
And she's like looking you up and down, clearly trying to figure out why the fuck you're talking to her.
I would like to use this interaction between her and Gideon to establish the fact that I won the combat with everyone else. And just kind of
like glance around like, yeah.
Everyone saw that, right? I won that.
Yeah. She looked right first. Yeah. She's just waiting for you to say whatever you're trying to say.
I have nothing in particular to say. It's just so good to see you.
I'm sure that it is. Don't you have Primogen things? Some Malkavians to take care of?
I take my responsibilities very seriously. I'm sure you would too.
I would. But as it is, we are still short a Primogen.
Yes. My condolences to you.
And she just turns back to the group. Realizes that Lucian's like strutting around. And she just rolls her eyes.
Maybe one day. I mean, if Cyrus, I don't know the state of the competition here.
I don't know why you were speaking to me about this. You don't have a stake in this. What do you know of the Ventru and Hillegdom anyway?
I know a few things, but I like to know things.
Your kind always does.
We always know more than you're comfortable with.
Spicy.
Well, I do believe this party has dried up. Shall we... Who's going... Where's Lindsay? And
she left with Nicholas.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna take her things over there later.
I might join you on that adventure.
To be like a party.
I have a few things to say.
Family
after this.
Gideon, looking over at the door, you catch sight of Prada, who seems to be kind of looking around and like, and he walks over, is like, "What the hell?"
Hell in a handbasket.
Why is there a car inside of the museum?
Because he hasn't changed the music. You can just turn it off. It's fine.
Did you find anything?
He glances at the Ventru, steps a few paces away.
Come, we'll go outside.
Yeah. It's like, look, I'll tell you in the car. Dell's already gone to get in the car.
Okay.
Are you riding with us?
Saskia gets up like she's gonna go be a part of this.
Just give me the quick and dirty. I think a few more things my music wants me to take care of.
I'll just see you back at the house. Gideon, you remember that Stasia was going to give you something too.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I'll just see you back at the house.
I have to ask, does Prada and Gideon live in a what we do in the shadows situation?
Honestly, kind of.
I am so serious about going to the car right now. I am legit like she was talking, like he was talking to her or something. Like, oh yeah, I'm doing whatever this is happening. I'm going there.
That's why he's like looking at Stasia like, "What you? You're not coming home with me."
Why not?
To be fair, Stasia actually is pretty savvy when it comes to technology. She could actually learn a thing or two from you.
Yeah, but then I have to read you the wards. I'm really not in the mood to do that tonight.
I'll write everything down, I promise, and I'll study it. And then when I memorize it, you can quiz it. And
we can do it later, okay?
Yes, tonight would be a little bit much to redo all these things.
It's pretty late. Yeah, there's a
so tomorrow. And she has big wide eyes.
And a calendar pulled up.
Yeah, right.
Like very slowly, she has her phone because like she's used to having her notebook, but now she's not. She's Bruja now. She's adventurous, so she's like awkwardly looks around and then opens her phone.
Look, I will text you later, okay? I don't even.
Stasia, why don't you go get the car? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. What?
How did we? It's been such a night. How did we get here?
Stasia drove Basil's car.
Yeah, Vampire Daddy.
Yes.
I'll meet you back.
Do whatever you gotta do. That just means I'm not carting you around.
It does.
This time.
Cyrus, it's been a pleasure. I'm gonna shake Cyrus's hand.
Cyrus returns the shake. Says, "It's been good to meet you. I understood that you were on the case for the ghouls, and things happened, and unfortunately not everyone could be saved, but I appreciate your efforts."
Yes, we stopped it before it got any worse. That's the main thing.
That is very true.
Where did you put the cleaning supplies?
Prada, it was nice to see you again.
Prada just waves with some eyes.
Arabelle.
Prada gives Gideon a glance, just see you later, and turns and is out.
Mm-hmm.
Arabelle does not give you the time of day.
I want to make sure that everybody sees me acknowledge her though, as I give her the side eye.
Oh, they do. They do. And there's honestly very few kindred left in Elysium now. There's maybe one or two Toreador who are dancing. But a lot of people have honestly gotten up and left. There's just a couple of cliques left. And you guys.
Mm-hmm. I mutter under my breath, if she was any faker, she could be a knockoff Louis Vuitton.
Oh.
Burn.
Right, so do the four of you head out?
Oh yeah.
I am not driving.
What? You just said you're not driving?
Well, Basil can't drive.
Why not?
What do you?
Look, you haven't.
Listen, why don't you drive? She tosses him the keys. I imagine she tosses him the keys, it hits his chest and hits the floor.
Stasia, why aren't you driving?
It's been a while, but sure, I suppose. Gideon, you can sit up front
She
with me
looked
and
at
they can sit in
Basil
the
like
back.
I didn't expect him to say
You know what? I will sit up front. There are more safety features and no shit handle.
I go and try to grab the keys from Lucian's hand. I don't.
You
I've
can't
never
drive
seen him
in your
drive
state.
before.
You've been punched, I can tell.
Why? Yeah, the punch. Yeah. That's why Stasia's gonna drive.
No, she doesn't want to drive, and she doesn't have to do what she's told anymore. So I'll drive. It's fine.
No, it's okay. Vampire Daddy wants me to drive. I'll drive.
Well, I have the keys, so I'm gonna run.
No, I chase him and I get the keys back.
Stasia's also running after him.
Hang on.
I start singing the Benny Hill theme song.
Basically, yeah, as you just follow them out. As we're just going to zoom out on that scene of you guys just running off into the parking lot singing the Benny Hill theme.
Like nothing happened. Nothing bad at all.
Lindsay. Getting that very familiar SUV to ride back to your penthouse home with Nicholas. But he's in different spirits than he was the last time that you were in this car with him.
Yes.
He seems, just like the rest of the evening, fairly happy, honestly. And you guys sit down into the car and get settled and start to drive and head. Honestly, it's not very far to your apartment here. And he's talking. He's telling you about how he got your room cleaned. He's brought you a few dresses, some that he thinks are going to look very nice on you, and a few more that were also he thought would be more to your taste. And talks about just, maybe a couple of shoots that they've had that he really wishes that he could have had you for. And then goes on to say, and once we get your stuff picked up from that shop, then you never have to go back there again. We can just call this all done and over with. Now that doesn't mean I'm not going to make you stay in the penthouse. You've clearly proven yourself as being able to handle yourself. So, and I agree with you. I think that I have been too restrictive and you haven't been able to learn how to be a full-fledged kindred, and that is unfair. So I find it absolutely acceptable for you to be able to go out now. I've actually already started talking to a few of the other Toreador, maybe a Ventru or a Tremere, to perhaps form a coterie with.
I have a coterie.
He kind of looks at you like, them?
Yes, them.
That was just a small coterie formed by the task at hand. Like, you don't have to stay with them. If you could call them a coterie, quite honestly. Technically, 2 of them are anarchs. So, anarchs are against everything that we stand for as Camarilla.
Everything you stand for.
Can't look at y'all's faces, goddammit. And he sits back and regards you, and because he's not driving, you two are in the back seat.
Yeah.
Now, what do you mean by that?
I didn't get to pick to be in the cam. You are a part of the cam, so I was just brought into it.
Yes, that's how this works.
Yes, but they're not exactly what I stand for.
And what do you stand for?
Free will, for one thing.
I suppose that does make sense. Too long of being kept in captivity, and you're going to swing hard the other way.
I think it also stands for how I was before I was a kindred.
Well, yes, but you yourself have said multiple times that that's not who you are anymore. That person is dead.
Maybe she needs to make a comeback.
Is this the thing that you wanted to talk to me about?
You brought up having a new coterie. I wanted to bring up keeping the one I have.
Well, because in my eyes, that's not acceptable. They don't reflect well on you or on me.
They don't reflect well on you. They did quite a bit of good for me.
They've certainly given you a new voice, haven't they?
It would seem so.
Yes, well. We can see what to do about that. I do not think that you should associate with them anymore.
I don't think that you should tell me what to do anymore.
I think that I'm the one who brought you into this unlife and gave you the powers that you have and brought you out of a pretty sorry state as a mortal.
Because you manipulated me?
I didn't have to manipulate you to put you into that space where you were... Hang on, storyteller's loading. Where you were so desperate to find the person who'd done this to you.
Raiders.
What the fuck was that? Oh, Raiders! Oh my god! I was like, did a car crash?
Thank you. Oh god.
Thank you for the raid.
Thank you for the raid. What?
Before you met me, you were searching for the person who did that to you.
I was, yes.
And it did not take a detective to see that that was taking a toll. You were in a spiral, and I brought you out of it, and now I've made you more powerful than you could have ever been.
Do you know how manipulative that sounds? Do you hear what you're saying?
Do you understand the society of kindred?
Absolutely not, but whose fault is that?
And I'm trying to fix that.
I wanted us to have an adult conversation about how I wanted to keep the friends that I have made.
All right, then make your point.
They have taught me more in the last 2-3 weeks than you did in 4 years.
Because I wanted to keep you safe.
From what? That's another thing. I overheard you and Brada talking.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yes.
Lindsay. When I was brought into this world as a kindred, this city was a very different place. All-out war was going on. The Sabbats were killing us by the dozens every night. It was a fight to survive. I was embraced in the middle of that and then left months after I woke up into a night of chaos and war and death. And I had to survive, and we are not beings of change, and I cannot help but feel that the night is still as dangerous as it was back then. Perhaps it is not, but I apologize that my first instinct is to protect my wife and child.
Funny thing about being your wife.
Oh, no.
I pull out the paper and hand it to him.
He just...
It's gonna give it to you. Gonna give it to you.
He looks at it, because it's still got a big circle on it from Gideon, too. He looks at it and says, yes, this is what marks you as our wife. It's my wife. This is called a marriage certificate, Lindsay.
Yeah, social security number's wrong.
Well, then we'll go to the courthouse and get it fixed. I can send an assistant there tomorrow. This is not a big deal.
I don't know if I should.
What does that mean?
I don't know if we should still be together.
I'm trying to control myself so hard right now, y'all.
There's a bush going
on the side of the road.
I wasn't gonna bring this up. I wasn't. I was gonna try and make this work. But you're still being just as controlling as before.
Well, see, here's the funny thing, is while mortal contracts can bind us by whatever laws they have, we're also bound by blood. And that does not change, no matter what you say.
You seem to think that that can't change. And I get it. You fed off of me on our wedding night without telling me what you were doing. And now you think you can control everything about me.
Because I made you what you are.
I'm Lindsay fucking Havoc. I can do what I fucking want.
Yes, queen.
Someone clip that for the love of God.
I'm so proud of you.
I want you to know that inside Lindsay's head, the little voice is going, "What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?"
Lindsay.
Oh God.
What you are.
What? Story keeper, what do you need?
Hey James, you know this off the top of your head.
Sure. What's up?
What's your music roll?
My music roll?
Resolve plus aspects?
Yes. For premonition?
Yes.
Premonition is, I believe it's intelligence and aspects. I want to say it's intelligence and aspects.
Hang on, I've got it right here. I might as well just look. Resolve and aspects.
Oh, okay.
So that's 5 dice for you, Lindsay.
That's 6 dice for me, isn't it? Yeah. 6 dice. Ah. 4 successes.
So, as you say, you're like thinking, what the fuck am I doing? What the fuck am I doing? What the fuck am I doing? And panicking, and you say, I'm Lindsay fucking Havoc. An image flashes in your head in the weirdest way that you don't see things, and you're not really seeing it now, but it's there. You get this image of Nicholas's his study, Nicholas's study, a room that you've maybe been in once or twice that you're not that familiar with, but you see it in your mind clear as day. In particular, you spot a safe. And in particular, somehow seeing through that safe, you spot a box. And you know that box has photos in it, but you can't quite see what the photos are of. And then immediately you're jerked back to reality as the brakes in the car shudder. And you're thrown a little bit. And Nicholas opens the door behind you, like has leaned over and is opening the door behind you. Says, then by all means, go be Lindsay fucking Havoc. And he shoves the piece of paper back to you. Says, go back to that shop. Go back to your street filth friends. And stay away from the Camarilla. Stay away from me. And see how long you last out there.
I want you to remember that the conversations that we had before this. All of the, I can't wait to see you. Bleh. I don't believe any of it anymore. I think you're lying to yourself and me.
Well, that's nothing that I can change now, and nothing that I am willing to change.
She gets out. She has no problem with this. She takes off the ring and throws it into the car.
Excellent. Slam the door after him.
Yep.
You were like maybe a block away from the skyscraper, and you see the car just peel off, and then you wobble because a weird wooziness comes over you now that you saw whatever the hell you saw. And you don't know how you saw it.
I'm gonna text Gideon. Do I have his number? I don't know if I have his number.
I think only Lucian has his number.
Okay, I'll text Basil. And just be like, I need a ride.
He's like, bad boys.
Where are you?
What do they do when they come for you?
About a block away from my old haven.
Oh, smiley face. Stasia, we're making a detour.
Stasia's not driving. I still have the keys.
We figured it out. No.
I feel like Stasia's got control of the music. Stasia's driving.
Hey Basil, how are your subs?
What now?
How much of a ruckus can we be on the way?
How much bass do you have?
Oh yeah. Let's crank it up.
Oh, that's not the subs I thought she was talking about.
My God.
Yeah, how are your subs, Basil? You haven't posted in a week.
Oh, whose fault is that?
Yeah,
I love
whose
y'all.
fault is that?
Certainly isn't mine.
Yeah.
Been a little busy.
Well, whose fault is that?
Well, Lindsay, you're only out there a few moments. You find a light post to kind of lean against, just shaking from nerves, and also just whatever it was that you just saw is still flashing in front of your face a lot. But you hear him before you see him.
And all that
They come careening around the corner, blasting Smash Mouth.
I want you guys to know that this is my favorite episode so far.
So fucking good. Yeah. We'll pull up next to her, and Basil's gonna like open the door and scoot over.
Get in next to Basil, kind of rubbing my head as I do.
You feeling okay, hun? Sorry, you feeling okay, hun?
Can we turn
down the music down?
Do you have a headache?
All right, turn it down.
Yeah. Something weird happened.
You somehow ate Mick because he's not here.
No, we.
You punched him.
No.
You stuffed him in a porta potty?
I don't think any of that's weird for me.
Wait, we gotta go now and break his legs, because that's what comes next.
No, we have to call Prado. We learned about this, guys.
Did we?
Oh, yeah.
I won't stop you.
I did.
I don't know what happened, but we started fighting, and then all of a sudden I got a flash of his study, and then in his safe is a box with pictures.
Porn.
I didn't see what the pictures were.
Was this flash out completely outside of your control, and it took you as an out-of-body experience?
Stasia looks over her shoulder right at him like, the fuck?
He's in the passenger seat.
She looks over at him wherever the fuck. I don't know what's happening. I'm listening to Smash Mouth still.
I was actually going to ask if any of you had started to see or hear things.
I was seeing things beforehand.
Yes, that's what happened, and then I got kind of shaky and weird.
Looks like you're starting to have premonitions.
Okay, I'll
What
bite.
shit is it? No, why? Isn't that just a you thing? Your kind have that?
Your kind?
My kind? Excuse you. You can be Lindsay fucking Havoc all you want.
Yeah, Lindsay fucking Havoc does not talk like that, dude. You're having a bad night. I'm gonna say Nicholas rubbed off on you.
No, absolutely.
Oh, I hold up my hand to show the wedding ring gone.
Oh.
Stasia stops the car.
Once again, for like the third or
Every
fourth time this
time.
night, you get yanked.
And she just starts like happy squealing, like, I'm so proud of you. Oh my god.
It's like what
yes.
what you would do if she was engaged.
Yeah, it's exactly like this. Oh my god, you finally proposed. I can't believe it. That's such a sweet thing. I'm so excited. but like, congratulations on your divorce. Oh my God, it's so great for you. He was such a piece of shit and toxic as fuck. Oh my God, I love you. Tell me everything.
We should definitely throw a party.
Oh my God, let's go get a cake. Well, we can't eat it, but we can smash it.
Gideon,
Go around.
You're really good about sneaking into places.
Start driving again.
Yes, I am. Why do we bring this up now?
Could you get into Nicholas's office and sneeze in the box?
Ooh.
I might be able to do something like that.
Can I go? For science?
How good are you at sneaking around?
Well, she has a hard time figuring out how to answer that without being like, so one time before I was in juvie. Actually, no, she just says that. She's like, so before I was in juvie the first time.
Maybe. I could do it. I typically deal in information, so.
I'll owe you one.
What can you tell me about the safe?
I described to him what I saw.
Combination safe.
Yeah.
Oh, easy. Okay, never mind. That takes a lot of hassle out of.
It's just more about like getting there.
It's a hearing thing.
Okay.
I'll drive you, if anything. I can be a good sit down and watch out. Look out. Look out. That's the word.
It'll take a couple days. Because it's not just I'm going to go and break into this place because I want to tonight. That's typically not how break-ins work.
Definitely. This is real work, not fucking shenanigans. What kind of professional do you think I'm not?
One that maybe sloppily erases security footage.
Okay, listen. Sloppily? Really? She looks hurt.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
Well, don't. My vampire daddy is right there, and Lucian's probably gonna feel a certain type of way. He is my partner. Winks at Lucian through the mirror.
Circling back to that one. So, usually, seeing the future is very common for Malkavians, but it's not exclusive to us. In fact, the curse is actually quite modular.
Curse?
Yes. The embrace, the beast. All of that.
Oh, right.
Yeah. The theoretical genetics of the beast is actually one of the things that I'm studying. Very, very interesting, in the way that, the curses kind of contain themselves and they only manifest in specific ways unless they're introduced to other portions of the curse, ingestion. And
Dacia's eyes straight do the anime girl fan eyes. And there's a very big yes.
Lindsay's does the other thing, and they just start to glaze over.
Oh, sorry.
You just kind of like leaned up against the door, just.
In any case.
Dacia's all into this, just listening very intently. Teach me. Yes. Yes. I want to learn.
Seeing the future is just an extension of Auspex. Seeing beyond. Getting in touch with things that are not necessarily 100% observable. The degree to which you're able to interpret those varies amongst kindred, but the fact that you're seeing them now is very interesting.
Ed.
Yes. I suppose I've been around you a little bit, but I wonder if that has anything to do with the contagion. If it is contagious at all, or if it's just manifestation of your own powers.
Wait, you're contagious?
No.
And you're in my car?
Haven't you ever heard of the series of COVID viruses that you could easily spread if you're not careful? It could mutate into something horrible.
Let's circle back to that, because as kindred, we're actually the worst vectors for any kind of bloodborne diseases. Did you hear about the AIDS spread back in the 80s? Yeah.
Okay.
Kindred had a hand in that too.
Can you make the
I knew it!
Can you make the premonitions go away?
Why'd you want to do that?
No.
Want to be like useful?
They're here forever. You'll be hallucinating for the rest of your unlife.
Whoa, wait, what?
Motherfucker. God damn it.
The good news is, because your mind is actually intact, because the curse didn't rip and tear at the fraying edges of it, yours probably won't be as intrusive as a Malkavian's would be.
I mean, that was pretty intrusive. I didn't ask for the box.
But are you sure that you didn't ask for the box? It sounds like you want the box.
Yeah,
Like
he definitely wants the box.
some iteration of you wants the box, knows about the box. Always trust your gut.
Yeah, Lindsay, come on, trust your gut. I always wanted a box, and Lucian had my box the whole time. In the mirror when she is just trying to get any sort of emotion out of Lucian right now. Any emotion.
I did not know about this box. I did not.
Neither did I.
I didn't know.
Look, the premonitions don't always make a ton of sense. Why the box is important could be for any number of reasons. But the fact is, it stuck out in the fabric of reality enough to catch your attention. And that's why you should be paying attention.
I just want to be like everything that we've learned about, like, I don't know, late night psychics. This is all true, real life shit.
Listen, ignoring premonitions isn't always a bad thing, but you will always miss out if you don't follow them. Every single time.
Maybe it was just a one-time thing.
That was me, not Stasia.
We'd be there already if I was driving.
No, you wouldn't. You don't even know these streets, Lucian.
You are closing in, actually. Not long after he says that, you pull up to the parking area near a block or two down from the shop.
Yes. In any case, you can start to willingly tap into these premonitions, but they will pop up from time to time and give you a nudge in the right direction. Like, I didn't know I needed to go left until Beyonce came on in my head, and that's how I ended up at the college music festival.
Like,
it's always Beyonce's fault.
Everything you own in the box to the left, that one?
Yeah, that one exactly.
Like high five them.
And lo and behold, there was a body in a porta potty.
Oh, she's very fat again.
Okay, I will try not to ignore the premonitions.
Yes.
Wow, you leave Nicholas and then you start to become psychic? Your life is already better since you left him.
Yeah. See, if you were mortal, it would be concerning to hear recent divorcee starts hallucinating. But in the kindred world, that's a good thing.
Wow, I never even noticed that. But yeah, that totally makes sense.
I mean, are we... It's not divorce if we were never technically married.
Okay, welcome back from your kidnapping.
I feel like about this time you guys are like walking up the steps to the shop, putting the keys.
Wait. Stasia basically pulls up and then lets everybody get out, but then she's just like, Lucian, not you. She lets everybody get out of the car and talk to Lucian. Unless he like decides he's gonna leave the car, whatever.
What time is it, Star?
It's like 4 a.m.
Shit. Okay. Pap's gonna be mad.
You told me you weren't gonna come tonight.
I know. He still told me to come.
But he's gonna tell you that anyway. Alright, so I guess everyone else gets out at the shop and goes and waits on the porch while Stasia and Lucian.
Can I just reach in and grab Lucian's keys so I can open the fucking shop?
I mean, yeah, she gives her the keys.
What do you want, Stasia? It's been a long night.
She doesn't say anything and just sighs and gets out of the car and then gets out and opens his door. And then just stands there waiting.
I just get out of the car and I don't even look at her. I go around the back of the car and towards the front and unlock the door and go inside.
I'm pretty sure the three of you saw that.
Mm-hmm. Eyes pressed to the window.
She is really hurt by that, and it is very. She denied it.
I'm gonna lean towards Basil and just go.
I think I need to work on that haven for myself.
Oh. It's always good to have a backup, even if you do share one with a coterie.
Do what you need to do.
There are some affordable places to look for.
Oh, I already have one in mind.
What? Are you gonna kick Nicholas out? Take everything in the course?
Absolutely not. Have you seen
Yes.
this place? It's awful.
It is
His
It's
photographer
been-
real bland.
It was a prison for 4 years. I don't want to go back there.
Understandable. But yes, I will absolutely look into the safe.
Thank you.
You owe me one.
Of course.
And before any kind of concern bubbles up inside your mind about what could a boon asked for by the Malkavian be, I typically deal in information.
Fair. I don't know if that will be my first concern, but possibly what the fuck did I just do?
Which part? The breaking up with him in the middle of a car ride on the way home, or
The whole thing.
I don't know, it sounds like a little part of you is coming back to life. Take it from me. I studied under a therapist for a really long time. That's what it looks like to me.
Maybe.
You'd have liked Hans.
Oh, look, I found the key.
You all go inside, and eventually Stasia comes back from parking the car.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to set the keys on the front desk. Just like
Mhm.
set them down. Very obvious. I'm going to walk straight back to the back room. I'm going to pick up the monkey.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to take it up to the front trash can and throw it in the trash can. And I'm going to turn around. And I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to bed.
Lucian, are you feeling okay?
No. Everything went to shit. Everything that I have planned for the last 2 weeks just went to shit. I am not okay.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go upstairs.
Well. Neat.
2 weeks.
DB, we can't hear you.
Feel like that's a conversation for tomorrow.
Absolutely. I will share something for free, though. The prince, our beloved Illustra, looked exquisitely pissed tonight. I would wager that a hunt is coming down.
Stasia smirks. I can definitely confirm that. And I look
Really?
forward to it.
And how could you confirm that?
premonitions.
Yeah, totally.
Active listening.
Active listening. Really?
And then she runs upstairs. Good night.
Good night. You were going to give me something.
Oh, right. And then she runs downstairs and then hands it to him. And then runs back upstairs.
Thank you.
Okay, but this conversation's not over.
No, it's not. How much do the two of you know about blood hunts?
Dar.
I'd imagine Lindsay knows like nothing. Basil, I feel like you have, well, also Arabelle explained them to you before.
Oh yes.
But Basil, you've probably at least heard about them, especially during whatever time you had with Morticia, because she was always raring for one. Basically, it's a free-for-all. The person who the blood hunt is called on is basically meant to be killed by anyone, anyhow, does not matter who. And whoever does kill them can diabolize them without penalty.
Yes.
Sounds a little fun. As long as it ain't me.
Yes. Getting one called on you is 99% of the time a death sentence. That 1% of the time you have to more or less cross oceans to escape. But if you were interested in participating in the probable blood hunt of Eric, I would say that you and Stasia are in the best position to do so. After all, Morticia was the one that finished off the last one.
Really?
Yes.
Who exactly was
The previous Ventru Primogen, Alucard.
Adelard.
Adelard, sorry.
Alucard. I mean, Alucard's pretty cool too.
That's pretty cool.
Well, shit, I guess I gotta change my notes.
Adelard. Arabelle's sire.
Shit. Yeah, well, I guess Stasia has more reason than most people to get her hands on Eric. So, of course, I'm going to help. If that was a thing that were to theoretically happen, not that, you know, it came right from the prince's mouth, that it was a very, very good possibility or anything.
What do you mean by that?
Active listening.
We have two little eavesdroppers, it sounds like.
Well, out of just idle curiosity for active listening, is that all that you overheard? Because I would be willing to give you a helpful hint if there were anything else.
Sounds juicy. We're in.
Okay. What'd you hear?
Just might be a little paranoia in the ranks. Was there anything else of interest, Star? I'm trying to.
The mention of the Sabbat was of interest, and the fact that apparently Desdemona recognized that the way that Eric was embraced was similar to the traditions of the Sabbat.
I relay all of that.
So she did. God, that stone cold bitch is so hard to read. Yes, excellent. You should pick up some hearing aids.
I will end you. I don't care how pretty your little voice is. I will.
Oh. You should pick up some hearing aids.
I take it to heart, but Basil doesn't know what the fuck that means.
Not all.
I'm sure Star knows what that means.
Look, supernatural hiding works to a point, but you have to be really strong to make it work through machines. And given the recency of Eric's embrace, it is unlikely he's capable of doing that. Hank told me that he couldn't hear him, even though he was across the room doing some apparently very loud things.
Noted.
Gideon, you get a text.
Pick up my phone. Who's
And
it from?
Speak of the devil. It's from Hank.
Ah,
Says, do you need a ride?
yes, please.
You rode with us just to harass us, and now you're leaving.
Do you have any other questions?
You get a text back that says, be there in 10.
Okay. Well, I got 10 more minutes.
Questions, but and she'll take off the rose
Mm-hmm.
and hand it to Gideon and just say, leave this in Nicholas's apartment.
I sense drama and am therefore obligated to do so. Absolutely.
Good night. And I'll go upstairs.
Okay.
And I'm going to pick up my old phone.
Oh, before you go, you can have my number. Text me if you need anything, especially about the seeing things.
Thank you. I will take Gideon's number.
Yay.
Towards the stairs, you can hear Stassi was like sitting at the top of the stairs, and then she starts running away like a little kid.
So she was listening the whole time.
Lindsay kind of rolls her eyes as she walks to her room, and then picks up her old phone from its hiding place and texts Tony.
What you gonna text Tony?
I just say, hey, I missed you. Shit.
You froze and I did not hear whatever the hell you said.
Oh, it just says, hey, I miss you.
Precious.
Considering it's like 4:30 in the morning, you don't get a text back just yet.
No, she didn't think she would. She's probably gonna have missed phone calls in the morning because she'll be asleep.
She'll be dead.
She'll be dead.
Dead asleep. All right. Basil, Gideon, anything else?
Do you have any questions for me, Basil?
You know, I'll think on it and get back to you. I'm not going to be catching your weird little like.
I haven't met a Bruja yet. Well, no, I can't say that I've met a Bruja that has the ability to see into the future yet.
Cool.
Don't go drinking any Malkavian blood.
All right.
You might start hallucinating and or other things.
Other things?
Please. We don't only hallucinate.
Well, you have a great morning.
You as well. Just be careful. Some Malkavian can spread the gift, as they like to call it. It's a temporary thing, but it's unsettling to most kindred.
I take a small step back from him.
I'm not one of those people. Hans taught me to do the opposite of that thing.
I guess I'll see him out when his ride comes, and then I'm gonna take the monkey and put it back where it was.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Dust him
Put the
off.
monkey back. Yeah. So you see Gideon out. You can see in the car that it is Hank who has picked him up.
As soon as I close the door,
Give him a little wave.
fucking dumbass.
And off you go. I'll be honest, it froze and I didn't hear it, but I'm going to listen to it later. It's fine. And with that, with all of our kindred on their way home to their havens and to their beds, that's where we're going to end this episode.
Hey.
DB, please take it away.
I will take it away. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight for this roller coaster of an episode. James, thanks for joining us for the second time in a row.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, it's so much fun. You're great as your two characters. If ever,
yeah.
Same. If you would like to support us, please consider becoming a patron. It helps with all of the back end of our shows and helps us make new shows. You can also buy some merch at our shop on our website, which is getting a brand new look that Joe is working on, and it's looking very good. Follow us on social media at the Nerd Asylum, on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and now TikTok. Yes. We're TikToking now, I guess, as the kids would say.
It's all just Barovia Beckons. Don't lie.
It's
just Barovia Beckons.
I did clip some stuff for this show tonight.
Oh, good. You should have.
Yep.
We need a clip of I'm Lindsay fucking Havoc.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, good. Somebody else got that because I was in the middle of saying that shit.
Good. I'm so glad.
And then, oh my gosh, lots of stuff. We have more shows coming out this month or next month, technically.
There's like 2 days left in this month.
Yeah. So in August we have new shows premiering, so stay tuned for that. Follow this show specifically on Instagram at NA by Night.
Twitter at NA_by_night.
Okay.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Forgot we also had a Twitter that started.
That's because I'm the only one who's running it.
That's fine. The rest of us don't know how to tweet. Join us on Discord. If you've missed any episodes for any of our shows, you can find all of them on our website or on our YouTube. So get caught up and find out what's going on with this coterie that Lindsay basically broke up with her husband for. Yeah, thank you everybody who has donated this year for Extra Life. We already hit our first goal and we're looking to hit our second goal as we keep going on in the new year. You'll be benefiting Riley's Children's Hospital. What else is there? I think that's everything.
Think so, yep.
I think so too.
Next stream will be tomorrow morning with Java with Joe at 10:30.
We will be back in 2 weeks for this.
Yes, we will be back in 2 weeks. And then Wednesday is another Java with Joe, and then Neverwinter.
Yeah. And you can currently see our schedule of events on the website, so you can click schedule and it lists it all out. Or on the Twitch, because Twitch has that now.
Yes.
Or just follow social medias and we'll tell you.
Yeah.
Yep, that too.
In the meantime, stay nerdy, friends, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
From the city that brought you Kentucky Fried Chicken comes Roll for Weird, a Monster of the Week actual play podcast. Join Philbert Fogel, Doomsday Prepper and Expert.
I mean, I'm kind of like the linchpin that's keeping everything together.
Lasath, the Divine.
And I still owe him my life, so I would have to end yours. It would be a mess.
Shadow, the Edgy Initiate.
I trust him with my life. I don't know if I'd trust him with my car.
Misty Charlotte Palladino,